Hello and welcome to a new episode of Cultural Magazine, where we bring you the latest cultural events taking place around the nation from all different forms of arts, such as photography, music and dance.
The Cairo Opera House, headed by Dr. Khalid Dagher, concludes the activities of its summer festival for music and singing with the Al Hadra Ensemble for Sufi Chanting, which is celebrating its 8th anniversary at the open air stage, during which it hosts vocalist Mahmoud Al-Tuhami. The program consists of a collection of some famous muwashahat, religious poems, and some heritage works of art that include Madad to the Prophet, Let's Bring the Tambourines for Joy, and many more, along with the soundtrack music of the movie The Message and the series There Is No God But Allah, La Ilaha Illallah. It is noteworthy that the Hadra Ensemble for Sufi Chanting was established in 2015 with the aim of preserving the spiritual heritage in praise of the Prophet and presenting everything that is specific to the heritage of Egyptian Sufi civilization, such as Ibn al-Arabi, al-Hallaj, and many others. Al Hadra presented many performances in various cultural venues in Egypt and succeeded in forming a broad public base. Under the auspices of the president of the Cairo Opera House, Dr. Khalid Dagher, and Dr. Hamdi Abdel Maati, the former head of the Syndicate of Plastic Artists, the third Ayoun International Forum exhibition for fine arts was recently inaugurated. The exhibit, entitled Features, is prepared and coordinated by the artist Mustafa Sukeri at the Ziad Bakir Hall at the Cairo Opera House. The forum aims to shed light on young artistic talents, hosting a group of professional plastic artists to contribute to the exchange of experiences. It includes 70 diverse works of art in the fields of oil painting, acrylic, lead, sculpture, artwork, charcoal, antique, and decoupage for 50 Egyptian and 20 other Arab artists. The foreign artists taking part in the event are from Oman, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Tunisia, Morocco, Russia, and Panama. The works of art monitor the different features of daily life, like the social, spiritual, and even personal aspects of life in various artistic styles and directions, such as surrealism, expressionism, realism, and romanticism. The title of the exhibition aims to depict one of the features of daily life, which also include antique artwork, sculpture, and decoupage.
The Cairo Opera House is a cultural hub that brings in all forms of arts together so that the Egyptian public can enjoy it and understand it more. Let's find out more about what the Cairo Opera House has to offer.
The Cairo Opera Company, accompanied by the Cairo Opera Choir, the Cairo Symphony Orchestra, and the Cairo Opera Ballet Company, presented a massive rich performance on the big theater at the Cairo Opera House, presenting the famous ballet Carmina Burana. The choir was led by the maestro Mina Hanna, the symphony orchestra was led by the maestro Ahmed Farag, and the ballet company under the supervision of its artistic director Arminia Kamel.
We have two parts today. First part, ballet called Dance Croise, or four girls and four boys, they meet in bus station. Each one of them, they have a different character. And we make little bit something like in comedy way. And this is one of, like, not first time we perform this, but in this season we perform this first time. And we are so happy because it's a completely four different characters, they meet four different girls. You know, when this person, like Don Juan, the man of Don Juan, he meet one straight girl, you know, it always make a little bit some situations happen between them. It makes so much funny for our audience. And in end of the story, they meet each other. Each one, he meet his partner with the same character, and it's make like happy life after, you understand. And this performing the choreographer Thierry Malandan from France, and the music of Brahms, Hungarian dance, one of very famous music. Second part we make Carmina Burana. One of the most beautiful soft ballet. We have like 7 scene. Not only orchestra, it's also choral with us. Orchestra and ballet, it's like completely one big performance. Choreographer Dr. Abdelmenem Kamel, one of the most beautiful choreographer. He passed away, but we continue his dreams. And I think Carmina Burana, the audience will love also the same. We little bit change between a modern and contemporary and the classical repertoire in Cairo Opera House. Every year we are looking to make a little bit some new for our audience. We have like 70 dancers on stage. Uh, I think it's something of big performing we are performing now. Cairo Opera House is your home. Our audience is like my friends, my parents, my students. I'm so glad next year I will spend 30 years on Cairo Opera House as a dancer. So this is a big number. Not all dancer in world they already continue. The maximum it's like 20, 22 years, and after this they stop dancing. But because you have a message you want to send for next generations, that's why you still continue working. And plus this also I get like invitations to dance with Bolshoi Theater, to dance with theater of San Carlo Napoli, and to dance with so many companies. That's why it's a very good message. They say to me, continue, not stop. And I always, when I go to perform outside, I'm like ambassador of art for Egypt in outside of Egypt. This is give you big responsibility to work more and to give and to show the audience in different theater, different stage, something different. And also we get a receive from the new Minister of Culture, Dr. Niveen Kilani. She come and she meet us and she pushing to make more. And also she asked me don't stop. That's why I will continue as much as I can. I always love to work with live orchestra. Also, when you have a contact between you and the maestro, this is make for you very good. We have a great maestros in Cairo Opera House. We have Nader Abbasi, we have Nair Nagy, we have Hisham Gabr, and now we have Ahmad Farad. This is they are so nice dirigeor, and always not only I compare, I can't say, but it's my experience to say they are great, because I'm also, when I travel outside I meet different maestros. This give you like emotions more, you know, give you a true acting. Audiences they receive what you want to say for them. That's why I always love to dance and live music. That's why we are invite all audience and all Egyptian people and Egyptian students to come to see the culture. I think what they will show here, they will be proud about the Cairo Opera Ballet Company and the Cairo Opera House. And also, if I will say tickets is not so expensive like different performing or like different concert, that's why please come and see your true art, you know. This is true art.
Carmina Burana is a theater piece based on a collection of the 13th century songs and poems composed by ministers and monks who had freed themselves of monastic discipline. The ballet is an abstract landscape of movement, bemoaning and celebrating the ever-changing fate of man. Pacific Northwest Ballet founding artistic director Ken Stewell's magnificent rendering of Carl Orff's 1937 musical cantata, Carmina Burana has played to enthusiastic audiences since its Seattle premiere in 1993. Perhaps it's Carl Orff's simple repeated melodies, the instant rhythm, and the connection between past and present, the yanking of early medieval poetry into the present day, and the universality of the human experience that we discovered in the process.
Carmina Burana. Today I was singing the soprano solo with the accompaniment of the orchestra, and there is ballet dancing. Sometimes we perform this work, Carmina Burana, only with choir and orchestra. And this is what I used to perform. I performed it 3 or 4 times before, only with symphony orchestra and choir. Tonight I'm performing it for the first time with the ballet as well. I'm enjoying it. It was very different. The ballet is really magnificent too, and I really enjoyed it. It's a new experience. Although I sang it before, but with the ballet it's very, very different, and I'm glad to be there tonight. Of course, a professional singer, we should act the text what we are singing. So I was acting the text, the parts that I was singing, and it's very, very demanding vocally. It cannot be performed by a student or a person, a singer in the beginning of their career. It needs experience, it needs a very demanding voice with a demanding technique, with a strong technique. It's very demanding. So it has very low parts for the soprano and very high parts for the soprano. So it is written in a way that it's hard for singers, even with the other singers, the tenor and the baritone. So I'm really glad to be with the ballet and to perform it today in this different shape. I'm a professional singer. I've been performing on stage for the past 25 years, so I've passed through a long way. I've performed operas, musicals, concerts, masses, requiems, recitals with piano, also ballet, opera. I've performed before. It was a production, co-production between Cairo and Italy in a ballet, opera ballet called Odysseus. And it was a different kind of singing, a little more modern, less operatic, but also demanding. So I've been through a lot of different experiences, and I'm still thirsty for more. This is an artist would be. I'm proud to be part of the family of Cairo Opera House. It's my second house. After 25 years, they've been supporting me. They've been gladly proud of me, my performance. Even at the years I used to travel for my master's and for my PhD, I used to come each and every year twice to perform on the demand of Cairo Opera House. So I'm glad that they always need me to come to perform certain parts, and they support me when even we have a mid-career courses, and we travel all the time. So it's great to be part of this family. It's very artistic, very elevated. I'm really honored to be part of this.
The name has Latin roots. Carmina means songs, while Burana is the Latinized form of Buren, the name of the Benedictine monastery of Benedikt Buren in Bavaria. Carmina Burana translates as Songs of Buren and refers to a collection of early 13th century songs and poems that was discovered in Buren in 1803. Although it has since been established that the collection originated from Sikawa Abbey, Austria, and is now housed in the Bavarian State Library. Perhaps it's Karl Orff's simple repeated melodies, the instant rhythms, and the connection between past and present, the yanking of early medieval poetry into the present day, and the universality of the human experience that we discovered in the process.
artists in Egypt are always recognized for their art forms, and sometimes the government decides to give them commemoration for their artwork and the amazing things that they have showed to the Egyptian public.
The Egyptian Opera House celebrates the symbols of music and singing as part of a series of concerts by the Opera House and in continuation of the important cultural and artistic role that it plays in preserving the heritage and in honor of those symbols of singing and music. The Opera House celebrates the legends of singing in Egypt and the Arab world on various stages, where it presented a concert led by Maestro Dr. Ala Abdesalam at the Cumhuriyya Theatre in Cairo. The ceremony included a selection of the late great musician Baligh Hamdi's romantic compositions, which were sung by stars in Egypt and the Arab world. These compositions included the song by Kulthum, Baid Annak, and Hubbi, belovedly known by her fans as Kawkab al-Sharq. Also, the concert included songs by the late singer Abdul Halim Hafiz, such as Sawah and A'az Nas, in addition to Mawlud. The songs by the late artist Warda were also sung. This included وحشتوني and حكايتي مع الزمان. This is in addition to songs by Faiza Ahmed, which includes ما تحبنيش بالشكل ده. We also heard the songs by Faida Kamel, which includes ليه and ليه فاتني ليه. As for the Arab Music Ensemble at the Egyptian Opera House, among its stars who sang, those included Amira Ahmed, Hasna, Mu'min Khalil, and Hussam Hosni.
This brings us to the end of this episode of Cultural Magazine. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more here on LTV.